I should play more. I love this guitar. Check this out, 74 Telly. I love this guitar, but you know what? Usually I play this guitar only when I watch X-Files in the mornings. Now, guys, welcome to different kind of video in which I figured out we should just chill and hang. And I have a little bit of coffee left. I'm gonna drink it now. We're going to talk about some cool things. There have been some great comments on the videos that I have been posting lately. First and foremost, I'd like to thank everybody for commenting. Thank everybody for the kind comments that they made on my videos. And I would also like to thank everybody who is arguing under those videos that struck a lot of nerves about dumbbell amplifiers and whatnot. Thank you for arguing in the comments. Now, there have been some great comments and some people actually asked for my help. And I'm making this video so I can address all these comments, and it might be just a great platform where we can actually talk, where you can actually ask questions and I can respond to you and maybe just give you any input and or just help. Maybe I can just help you, all right? So take a look at this. On my very old video, a guy named Crescent Guitars commented he has a problem with noise, and he also posted a video. Let's take a look at a video. Let's listen to the noise. All right, so Mr. Crescent Guitars, this is clear that you have a problem with microphonic feedback. It could be due to a faulty tube. Any preamp tube could do this, but most likely either FX loop tube or the first preamp tube. Now, there are many cases when the tube is not the problem. When you have feedback such as this, firstly, I see that you're using a Fryette power station. Many people make this mistake that they crank the amplifier too much because they're not really aware how loud it would normally be because they're using the power station. When you crank your amplifier, everything, it just becomes a big antenna. No matter if it's done well and just, you know, grounded well properly and everything, it just becomes a big antenna. So whenever you have any issues, let's say in the air, any kind of electromagnetic interference, you could end up with that kind of feedback because ground loops and similar problems, they're not always manifested as like low frequency humming. So take a look at any kind of like LED drivers, anything that you might have in the room connected to that device. Furthermore, check out if your power station and the Soldano are connected to the same power outlet, all right, to the same phase. That can also lead to this kind of thing. And also sometimes a ground lift on the power station, if you're connected to an interface or something, it can also help with microphonic feedback. This type of issue happens a lot when you're doing reamping. So I don't know, I hope what I just said, I hope it helps. Obviously the power supply for the pedal, check it out, try it with a battery. So that could also be the issue. So moving on to the next comment, and it is this one. Amazing. On my very old video about the tri-axis. So do you have a favorite high gain amplifier if you had to pick just one high gain tone? It's a very hard question, but thank you for the comment, Mr. Chris Smart. Honestly, I don't have a favorite high gain amplifier. I think of amplifiers as tools that are supposed to do a certain job, and different tools are suited for different jobs. I'm a huge fan of many sounds. I can say that there are some things that I like more than others. For example, I can say that I'm not a huge fan of the 5150, but I'd like to have it in my collection because I think it's a very important sound to be had. I like rectifiers. I love rectifiers. I have an angle over there. I love angles. They're great. I love like modded Marshall tones. I like more like boogie, heavier, like different type of grain, distortion grain. But I'll tell you what, I'm working on a great project, and I hope that I'll find the time to do it relatively soon. And I have my design of a high gain amplifier which I'm going to implement. I already have a head, a 70s Sound City head, which I will completely like mod, like take everything out and use those partridge transformers and basically create a new amplifier out of it. And it's going to be a high gain head. And tell you what, I hope that what I make will be my favorite high gain sound. All right, thank you for the comment. Let's move on. So next comment is by Adam Stencil. Thank you, Adam. Adam has been following my channel since the very, very early and rough beginnings. Adam is very knowledgeable and very respectful and polite, and he always brings something new in the comment section. He brings some knowledge and some high quality, like really, really high quality comments. So be like Adam, because that's cool. Adam said something in the comment about the effects loop and if effects loops are needed today. And I can say, you have the comment over there, so you can read the entire comment. But I don't disagree with you, Adam, on this. I honestly don't disagree. However, I don't know. Maybe I'm the wrong person. People really like effects loops, especially people who do a lot of gigging. They need effects loops because effects loops are easy to use. Not everybody has a power station. Now, me, of all the amplifiers that I have, that I own, I think only one of them has an effects loop. I just don't care for effects loops. And I use amplifiers in a different way. And I also, a lot of the times, I prefer to put all my modulation effects and delays in front of the amplifier. So obviously sometimes you have a problem. If you have a lot of gain, you would have problems with especially like reverbs and similar things. And sometimes when you put stuff in the effects loop, it gives you a completely different sound, which is absolutely fine. I find that sometimes I like the coloration of the power amp, but sometimes there is no coloration of the power amp. Like, you will not saturate the boogie, it's gonna have a lot of headroom. The angle as well. Those amplifiers, the power amps are not pushed, so there will be like negligible coloration from the power amp. And I don't think that it's really important to discuss whether it's better to have an effects loop or a loop in the Fryette power station, which comes in between the power amp and the speaker, or you use effects after the speaker. I honestly think all three combinations work well, and it really depends on the situation that you're in. Just use the most comfortable and easiest option. And I think that everything what you said, you're actually right about it. I think that people make like a lot of noise about effects loops where a lot of times they don't need them. And then again, not everybody has a power station, so an effects loop solves a lot of problems, especially for live gigging, as I said. But anyway, Adam, thank you for your comment. And we're gonna answer to one last comment today. Mr. Stubborn commented on a very old video of mine asking something about the Fryette power station and the Ironman and the impedance. He said something about connecting two transformers, primaries and similar. Listen, I don't think you got it really right. So the Ironman and Fryette are two very, very different devices. The Ironman, I read the manual, it has this option for like impedance matching. The Fryette doesn't have that. So in the Fryette, when you connect, when the Fryette is bypassed in bypass mode, when you connect an amplifier to it and the speaker to it, it will be as if the speaker is directly connected to the amplifier. So it's like sort of like a true bypass thing. So there is no impedance matching happening. Now the Ironman has the impedance matching option, and I don't know, because I never worked on it. I don't know how exactly they did it. I can only, you know, the way how I would do it is, I'm pretty sure the attenuation is done with resistors. They have some kind of reactive part of the circuit which would involve some inductance and some capacitance, which is always in the circuit. And then there would be, I think that there would be some kind of impedance matching another like transformer which is always connected to the load. So when you connect your amplifier, it will be always practically connected to the load, but there will be another transformer which is part of that impedance curve, sort of that's reflected from the load, and that transformer would always serve to match those, like for example 8 to 16 ohms, which that transformer you would control with the switches in the back. So that's how I think it was done. But if anyone knows, if anyone was opening this device, let me know, because I'm also interested in how they achieved it. Definitely seems great, but I don't know how they did it. To be perfectly honest, I always prefer the power station because of all the engineering solutions that people had for these reactive loads. I think that the power station is the cleanest and best way to do it. Everything else involves something that I don't really like from an engineering standpoint. Now, in any case, that's gonna be all for today. If you like these kinds of videos where I react to your comments, please let me know down in the comment section. This will all be unedited, and I figured that maybe it's not a bad thing just to have a chat like this. And if you need any kind of help, if you have any kind of question, please post it down in the comments below. The more high quality questions I have, the more videos I will make, and I will respond to your comments and maybe give you some insight that just might prove to be useful for you. In any case, I thank you all for watching, and I will be seeing you very, very soon in the next video. Bye.